So, welcome to the introductory session. There is no instruction today. We'll just go over the course. Uh, so, anytime you have to ask a question, there is a way to raise your hand digitally. Please don't just interrupt the session. And there is a chat box, right? So, you can type your chats. The instructor, such as myself at this point, may not be able to follow all the chats, but we have TAs on the session who will consolidate the chats and then they can ask questions. Okay, so let me go over the agenda for today. Uh, so agenda is that we will go over the course overview. We will have a recap of the topics and the schedule, and then we will look at the pedagogy, and then we have some suggestions to get the most out of this course. And then we have a session to go over features of Campuswire, which is going to be our primary platform for interaction with students, and then announcements for the first topic. Let's see what do we have on the chat. Uh, Follow course schedule on the website, blah, blah, blah. Is the voice audible? Can, can people hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Okay. Once you're said, yes, I request you to mute yourself again. Thank you. Okay. All right. So let's go over the course. So first of all, why do we have this course? There is so much. So I hope everyone realizes. Hold on a second. I think my mic was not plugged in. That was the issue. Uh, okay. So let's first go over why this course. Okay. Uh, So there are so many courses on data science, machine learning, deep learning out there. The problem is that a lot of that content that you will get outside is not curated. So what we will try to do is we will try to give you curated content. We'll try to find you the best resources that are out there. And we will, more importantly, we'll give you a set path to follow. So if you follow this path sincerely, then hopefully you will gain a lot out of it. Okay, you will have diverse set of assignments and you will have interactive help also. So these are some of the things that you cannot get outside. The reason why you cannot get outside, some of this you can get in like paid courses, but that's why we are keeping this course specifically for engineering students. Why engineering students? Because there is certain background we require people know basic linear algebra. They know how to multiply matrices, how to, what is an inverse of a matrix, how to multiply a matrix and a vector, etc., right? We want people to already know how to project one vector onto another, because a lot of machine learning will deal with vector concepts, matrix concepts, and so forth. And then we want people to know basic calculus. They should know how to, what chain rule of differentiation is, how to take a partial derivative of a multi-variable function, and so forth. So all these things are required. So that's mostly in engineering curricula, and that's why we are keeping this for engineering students. Now, working professionals such as those who have just finished engineering, they may also be interested in the course, and we welcome them to follow the course. We will put all material, including recording of every lecture, including this lecture, online, and it will be available for free. So that is not an issue. The only thing is that interactivity, where you can ask questions by audio live on a Zoom session, that we have to limit the numbers just to make the class effective. And plus, there are a lot of other companies that give paid courses to working professionals, where they give much more individual attention. They are much more relaxed pace and so forth. So that choices an engineering student does not have. So our main priority is for the engineering students who are stuck at home, who cannot whose classes are not going on, they have no internships right now. If they are enthusiastic and if they want to put in the work, then they will get a lot out of this course. So we are giving that priority to them. But everyone else who may not get, let's say, a Zoom invite, or who may not get a campus wire invite, and we apologize once again to all the working professionals if you were given a campus wire invite but you no longer have that invite. uh, is because we have to limit the numbers. We also have a restriction on the number of licenses we have for Zoom live audience and so forth. So all that combined, we will keep that priority. But you are welcome to interact with us through our Facebook page, through our YouTube channel, and you are welcome to do everything else that the invited students will be able to do. Let's quickly look at the chat. Why voice is not clear, Amit? Mr. Ghatak, Mr. Please turn off your videos. Okay. Yeah. So, is the voice? Hold on. Is it better now? Okay.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Okay. All right. So that is the whole idea, and then it will also require a lot of work. So that it will require a few hours of work every single day. Let's say six days a week. And because of that, a lot of working professionals will, this is not for people who have casual interest in the topic. For that, maybe in the future we will have some more condensed lectures, but this is going to be an intensive course. So that's why the focus is on engineering students. I hope that helps clarify our stand on this. Then the next question is, I've already made it clear that the platform will be Campuswire. Please accept your email invite. If you, we have seen that out of 1100 invites that we sent, only 600 or 700 have been accepted. And that is because it's possible that you ignored the email because it went to your spam folder or something. So please check your spam folder, see if there's an invite from Campuswire, and accept that invite. And then you will be on the Campuswire system, and the course pace will be such that we will cover 2 to 3 topics per week, and after each module there will be an entrance test for the next module which will test the previous module, so that only people who have the required prerequisite, they are able to go to the next level. Let's look at the chat again. Voice is completely audible. What will be the duration of each lecture? One question. How rigorous is the course on the math side? Most courses do not focus on a lot of math, except especially applied ML courses. So, good questions. So, how long each lecture would be? It would be around 1 to 1.5 hour. Okay, and there will be three such lectures and three such tutorials for the data science and the machine learning module. And then we will go into the schedule. There are two deep learning modules that will run in parallel, so you might have, if you take both modules, you'll have 4 lectures and 4 tutorials every week. So what is a tutorial? We'll go over that also. So in terms of mathematics, yes, so a lot of our instructors, they come from background of, they went to IITs, they went to they are going to grad school in the US, or they have already been to grad school, and they have been working in different industries and so forth. So we will cover the math, but the math will not be the prime focus. The focus again will be practice. A lot of it will be on the assignments, but it will sort of be a balance between math and practice. So it won't be like completely devoid of intuition, s- uh, the courses that are for the mass market. And it will also not be um, uh, who has these annotations on? Please make sure you're not drawing on my screen. Okay. So it will be not devoid of math, but it will also not be like completely focused on math. It's not that we are preparing you for research in machine learning or deep learning. It will not be research focused. It will be practice focused, but with the insight that you are able to adapt to new challenges. Does that make it clear? So then you should be able to attempt to read research papers after going through the course. So let's look at what are some of the other chat questions. Will the lectures and tutorials be recorded? Yes, this particular lecture is also being recorded. What types of projects will we do after completing the course? You'll know that in a due time. So, for example, in Vision, you will be doing things like object segmentation, instance segmentation, and so forth. Is data cleaning covered in depth? Because most ML problems have a major part in data cleaning. It will be covered a little bit, but I don't know if it is going to be covered in depth. So we will cover, for example, what is a NA, and when you have a missing variable and so forth, and what are some ways to deal with it. We'll cover that early on. But a lot of it will be practical, so the data cleanup will be weaved into the course in that sense. But it's a good feedback for us. We'll keep that in mind. What if the quiz has gone bad? So we will look at several quizzes together, not just a single quiz. So don't worry if one quiz goes bad, but hopefully the quizzes will be simple enough that you don't have to. worry too much about it, right? So this is the quizzes are not going to be like super challenging in that way, but they will test whether you studied before coming to the lecture or not. Okay, so that you get the most out of the course. How do I get into ML job straight after graduation? That's a let's take this in the forums on the Campuswire. Okay, when we will be getting the quiz, let's come to that also. How many hours do you think you should assign to the course? So our hope was that you are pretty much like full time 20-25 hours doing this course. So that's how you can get the most out of this course. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so topics you have already looked at. Uh, so we will be covering basics of data science. So basic data understanding, improving plots, statistics, etc. But this will be all basic stuff. And then we will move into machine learning. So these two will be in serial, one after another. So we will go into introduction of ML, decision trees, Bayesian network, Bayesian decision theory, linear models, etc. And we will cover this model explainability, which is a new topic that several courses do not teach, so that you also have an understanding of your model. Then we will have two modules in parallel. Their lectures will not be we'll try to stagger them so that you, if you want, you can take both of them together. One will be deep learning for vision, the other will be deep learning for natural language processing, for text processing. Let's look at some chat questions. There was a requirement mentioned that you need 8 GB laptop. So that is basically so that you are able to run Google Colab, right? So if you have Google Colab, then it will suffice. That's not a problem. Yes, there will be some group contests on Kaggle. Hyperparameter tuning will be covered. Yes. Uh, what else? Can the quiz and tests be available to offline students as well? Yes, we'll release the exam questions to offline students also. All right. Now let's go to the next slide. So now this is 3B, which will run in parallel with 3A, which is DL for NLP. So we'll try to make it such that both lectures don't come clash together. If they do clash, if the instructors are available only at the same time, then you will be able to see the recordings of the lectures. So every lecture will be recorded, okay, and it will be put on our YouTube channel. So everyone, please follow our YouTube channel. Please follow the Facebook page, okay, and the course web page. And in addition, please accept the Campuswire invites. Check your spam folder if it has been lying there. So after 3B and 3A are over, we have two other very exciting topics that will run in parallel. One is miscellaneous, where we will cover things like reinforcement learning, knowledge graphs, graph convolutional networks. And the other one is practical implementation, where we'll look at deployment on Google Cloud, deployment on AWS, how to make front ends, how to make APIs, how to win Kaggle by tips and tricks for winning Kaggle. How to compute and bandwidth considerations and so forth. So these will be taught by industry experts who have been actually deploying models, and I'm very excited. In fact, I myself want to learn from them. Overall, I hope the course contents are quite useful to everyone. Some more chat questions. Will Docker be covered? Good question. So you know what we'll do? We will put that in the 4B part. Will we cover all algorithms of machine learning? All algorithms of machine learning is impossible to cover. It's every single day probably three new algorithms come into machine learning, or maybe 10 or something. So we won't be able to cover all of them. Where can we access the course contents offline? So you can keep track of the main web page, and there you will find all the information. Is there going to be are we going to cover video in CV? Most likely not. The reason why we won't cover videos in CV is because videos are very resource intensive, and I don't know if Google Colab would be sufficient sorry, to cover videos in CV. Okay. We will cover OpenCV. OpenCV will not cover. We will cover TensorFlow mostly because that is used in the industry. Although a lot of the instructors are more comfortable with PyTorch. Okay. So, this is, I think, what is the unique about our course, the pedagogy. We will start with a pre-work. So we'll send you videos and text links that will be required for you to do your homework before coming to the lecture. and then we will have a quiz right before the lecture to test some basic concepts. So the first quiz will be tomorrow for tomorrow's lecture, and that will be at we'll decide the time. I think it will be at 8 p.m. Okay, and we will so we have flipped the order of online interactive video and assignment release. We'll release the assignment before, so that you at least look at it. You don't have to attempt it. You can look at it so that you are more focused in your video, because in the video lecture, so that you know that what kind of questions you want to ask, what kind of things you want to get out of the video lecture. That will help you do the assignment. Okay, and after that we'll have the tutorial. After the video session, the next day we'll have a tutorial, which is basically the assignment help session. So wherever you are stuck in the assignment, wherever you are having issues, so we'll try to help you with that. Okay, and after that you will basically submit your assignments. So we may not be able to check each and every assignment. Let me be honest with that, because this is a volunteer effort, and I don't know if we have enough class instructor and TA strength to give individual uh, feedback on every assignment. But please do uh, ask specific questions on Campuswire. Please do ask specific questions in the tutorial, so that we can help you there, and your classmates also learn from your questions. Is that clear? Okay, let's look at some chat questions. A lot of questions have piled up. All right, I'm currently first year of computer science. Can you tell? So first year of computer science, most issues would be that I don't know how familiar you are with Python programming. I don't know how good you are with linear algebra and probability. If not, then you might have some issues with that. What is the difference between a tutorial and a lecture? So in lecture, we will cover concepts, and we will basically clear your doubts about concepts. In the tutorial, what we will do is we will go over specific doubts in attempting the assignments. Okay, so that is the difference. Sir, actually, videos in computer vision are important topic, I believe. Please. Uh, yeah, so video is definitely a good topic, but I don't know how to cover that without like having a machine with 4 GPUs and so forth. What if once so we'll see, we might throw in like some like one a half a session on videos. Let's take that as a feedback. Will you focus on the vision part? No, no, we are focusing on everything. We are focusing on NLP, we are focusing on the deployment part, we are focusing on ML. So everything is in focus. It's a comprehensive course. Okay. All right. So after the assignment, we will release the instructors' solutions, and this will also be available to people who are not able to follow the live lectures. And we will have a post quiz. And this post quiz is basically to see for us to keep track of how much you understood, and how some students are making progress. Then after each module, we'll have a module quiz. This is an important part, because with this module quiz, we will judge whether you are ready for the next module or not. So this will be based on this might be a programming assignment also, which will be sort of like a Kaggle competition. So we think that the class strength will start to thin down after each module. So we highly encourage you to give it your best. And it's not like we want to keep only the top 200 or the only the top 50 or something. If we find that 300 students are good, 400 students are good, they have put in sincere effort in the data science module, we will or if even if you have no under if you understand data science from some other source, not from our course, that is also fine. As long as you are able to do our quiz, you are qualified to go to the next one, which is machine learning. So give it your best. The quizzes will be more basic. They will be, we are not trying to assess how uh, Rushit, I'll come to you in a second. How intelligent you are or how fast you are, but we want to see whether you are sincere and whether you know the basics, so that you are not lost in the next few sessions. Okay. So now let's look at some questions. So Rushit, do you want to ask your question? No, maybe raise hand by mistake. Okay. Let's look at some questions. Is this course from scratch? I don't know what scratch means. We are not going to cover linear algebra. We hope you already know that. if the live session is less than 500, uh, can we not kick people off? I think we can do that. That's not a problem. So how will we submit the assignments? So what we will do is we will open a Kaggle uh, portal for each assignment, so you will be able to submit the kernels there. uh, so we will discuss the whole details, and we will post it on your on Campuswire so that you get the instructions for that. Are we going to touch upon transformers in detail? So transformers we will cover. However, training transformers sometimes takes a lot of resources, so I don't know how much we'll be able to give you that as an assignment. Maybe some light transformers we may be able to fine tune. Uh, so can you post a solution of exercises to instructors by Git repo? Yes, we will do that. Um, what else? Uh, My question is how to get ML job after graduation was not answered. Yes, Sujay, I so this is the question. Let's take it in the discussion forum on Campuswire. I want more people who are from the industry among the instructors who may not be in this session. They should be able to answer it better than I can, right? So I am an academician. I don't keep track of how people are getting hired these days that much. So I think it will be better answered if you post it there. I will make sure that some of them take some time out, and they are able to help you with that question. What I know offhand is that a lot of hiring now is happening. People are asking for GitHub repos. They are saying, "Show me your GitHub repo, then I will hire you." So it is in your interest to make your GitHub repos. How will quiz be conducted? This will be based on an online form. And then some of these questions we will answer later. So, but there will be a fixed window for the quizzes. Can we have a doubt session? Yes, that's what tutorials are for. That's what can even lectures are for. Even in lectures, you have to come up with your doubts. That's why we send you the pre-material before the lecture. All right. All. So, okay, let's go to the next slide. So how to get most out of this course? So if we post some pre-watch video, so these will be curated contents based from the best sources that we find on the internet. So they're not our videos, right? But still, we think that those are the best ones that are out there. So based on that curated list, watch that video. But many times watching is not enough. Just like in any class, never take a video for granted. Just like in a class, you think that in class you are sincere and you are writing notes. Do that with the videos also. Only then you will understand. Otherwise, you will get an illusion of understanding and you will not understand. So pause videos, write the things down, and make sure that you understand what is being done on the screen, and then play the video again. Okay. Engage with other students, instructors, and TAs on Campuswire. So Campuswire is going to be a big help to you, so please make use of it. Share other good materials that you find elsewhere with others on Campuswire or on our Facebook page or on our YouTube comments. Make your GitHub profile. Start with a GitHub profile right now. There, post well commented, modularized, readable codes. That's what will get you hired to the more savvy recruiters who understand how to judge a person from their code. Okay. How to make lectures more productive. So just like in this lecture, I request everyone to please mute themselves and keep their videos off to conserve bandwidth. So every slide or two, we will pause, we will ask you for questions. And then we will also give you a chance to ask questions that are not on the slide or not on the instruction, based on like any free flowing thing. So you please digitally raise your hand. We will see that, and then you can ask your question with your video. And then after that, once your question is answered, please mute yourself again. That's the only way we can handle a large number of students. So, but don't be shy to ask the questions. Okay, please do ask the questions. Use, if you are having audio problems, use the chat box. We will have TAs who will monitor the chat box, and they will summarize the questions for the instructors. And we will also have TAs monitoring YouTube live streaming, where we will summarize questions from people who are not able to get in on the Zoom invite. Okay. Assignments are very important. Please be sincere in those. Is there any other instructor who wants to add something? Any instructor or TA wants to add anything? Okay, let's look at some.
So,
Yeah, go ahead.
hi, this is Prasad. I would like to answer the question regarding the hiring after this program. So, typically, I'm currently working as a data science manager at a startup by Sachin Bansal. So, and I've been hiring for more than like couple of years, and I've hired close to 20 ML and data science engineers. So, one of the things that I would definitely look for is clarity of the code, along with whatever the algorithms that the people have worked on, they should be able to tie it back to a project. These are the basic things that I would at least look for.
Thank you. I hope that clarifies. You have heard it from the devil's mouth, the one of your future recruiters, perhaps, right? So this is a very valuable information.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Sanandan, what's your question?
Sir, I'm a bit late to this discussion, but I had a question. If suppose anybody fails to complete a module test, that is after that post quiz and everything, will those students be filtered out completely from the course and including the chat area?
So right now our thought is yes, but
Oh
we will
God.
monitor the situation. So let's say they have been doing very sincerely for the last several modules, but for one day they were not able to come. Uh, we might give them a waiver.
Yes, sir,
Uh,
because some topics are completely unknown to me, like statistics was completely unknown to me, so I'm really working hard on it.
that is fine. That is fine. We want to assess overall sincerity.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Other questions. Python is important. Yes, I am familiar with linear algebra calculus, but I saw statistics hypothesis testing. Yes, we will send you links. We will send you links. We'll send you some good links for that. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next one. All right. So I posted a video for mathematics on machine learning. I apologize. There were some errors in that. I saw most of the videos, but some parts I think I skipped over, and there were some errors in that. So those errors people have discussed in Campuswire. Um what we will do is I'll try to find you better material for that. And the thing was that I couldn't find a good consolidated video that covers all aspects of mathematics of machine learning, the basics of mathematics. So that was the only video I could find, but maybe I can find separate videos that cover different topics, and then I can post that. So I'll try to do that tonight itself, so that you have time to watch it tomorrow and prepare yourself for the quiz tomorrow. Okay. So there were problems such as, one question was that if you multiply a vector with a scalar, and the scalar is negative, then the vector shrinks. No, that's not true. The vector reverses its direction actually. And it depends on what is the magnitude of that negative scalar, etc., right? So there were some couple of other problems like this. I won't go into all the problems. I'll find you better material. Okay. So now I will hand it over to Jyoti, and he will go over Campuswire. He is an expert in Campuswire. He's a PhD student in Texas A&M University, and let's now hear from him. So I'll stop sharing so that he can take that over. Please take a good look at the features of Campuswire.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sethi. Dr. Sethi didn't. Hello, everyone. I'm Jyoti Krishna Das. For the course, you can call me JD. I'm currently a PhD candidate in CSC department at Texas A&M University in College Station. So again, Dr. Sethi was my first ML instructor back in IIT Guwahati, where I did my bachelor's from. So that's where the connection comes from. Uh, can you guys hear me? Can you just put it in the chat if you can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So all of you who have signed up using our link on website, we have added all of you here on Campuswire. There was a sign up invitation sent to your registered emails. If you did not see those emails, and there were multiple reminders as well, if you do not see those emails, please look into your spam or junk folder. I can just show you that I'm going to do it in front of you, and probably you can check now. Since settings, so this is just from my side. Invite members. think there is a kind of lag. Class details. Okay, if I go to, is there a lag on your screens? Can you just post on, I'm getting a lag on this one. Okay, there you see the screen, right? So I'm going to resend 526 invites who have not joined in yet. So please look into your accounts with which you signed up for. Now, how to use Campuswire, right? So Campuswire is a platform to have class discussions. And if you have used Slack before, this one is more like it's based on Slack, similar to Slack, but it's different in the aspect that it is more for classroom oriented teaching and discussions. If you have used Piazza, it's similar to Piazza as well. But the main purpose of this is for instructors to interact with you live and update you about all the course happenings. So if you, I want to go over the basics of how this is organized. What you see on this panel is the class feed where all the posts would appear. On the right-hand side are the details of those respective posts. If you go to categories, we have created custom categories where we or you can tag your respective questions. So a kind request for all the students who are joining us on Campuswire, please do not use any of these categories which does not have a query. For students, we have created specific categories which are prefixed with queries. So if you have questions which are generic, right, not related to any topic, which might be the case right now. So please post it under category queries general. And apart from that, every module has its respective queries category, right? So please do not use the ones at the top, use the queries. Secondly, I'm going to show you how to create a query. So there's a plus sign when you do a create a post, you can go to new and you can ask a question. If it's a question, please make it a question, select category. Suppose you have a question on data science. Then what you do is you post. Before posting, there's an option of going anonymous to your fellow peers. I know there can be some students who might not want to openly ask any questions and not show their names. There's always an option to post anonymous, but this anonymous is only for your peers. We as instructors can see who you are. And then you can post to everyone. If one thing to note, to take note of is please do not share codes openly with everyone. We want everybody to have this unique experience of writing their own codes. If you have any doubts on your code or programming assignment and you want to share your code, there's an option to post only to instructors and TAs at the bottom. Please use that option if you are revealing your codes, right? I will just pause here and look for questions on the chat. Any suggestions for the course content? Please share them. We will review. Okay, TA. Okay, great. So right now there's no questions. So once you go to Campuswire, we have pinned important posts on the left panel here. So you can do view all 6, and you would see all our pinned posts, which we want all of you to at least go over. We realize that there would be a lot of posts here from fellow students as well. But to follow the ones which are important from instructors, we are going to pin those, and please follow here. If you are new to Campuswire, please follow post number 2, which talks about how to use Campuswire. Go over the welcome students message, and for course pertaining, like the course which is starting tomorrow, please go over the pre-read materials. And there was an announcement made for people who graduated before 2020. So they please go over that note if you are already on Campuswire and going over this. Questions? Okay, if you have anything related to campus, I'm going to take questions. Please feel free to unmute and ask your question if there is question on Campuswire. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about Campuswire is, after all these, is you would see a kind of a reputation system that Campuswire has. And we find it very exciting because what you would see here is every profile would have a kind of a point system. And how Campuswire does that is, if you go to how-tos, they are the reputation levels. Every student starts from level 0, and based on how active you are on Campuswire, for example, if you are helping other students answer their queries or questions, and you get upvoted for your answer, it's just like Reddit or Quora. If you get upvoted by instructors, by fellow students for your answer, you get higher and higher points, and slowly you would transition towards advanced level. So make sure that you're active on Campuswire and help each other out. It's also not possible for 50, 60 teaching staff to track 1,000 students and their questions, even though we will do our best. So those who would have a more advanced learning curve, please help us answering those questions. And if your answer is right, we as instructors can upvote you, other students can upvote you, and like that you can grow in progression. Next is about chat rooms. So just like Slack, there's an option to create chat rooms. So in the panel here, these are the chat rooms I am a part of. If there is a lock key, it means those are private and you cannot enter those until and unless a member adds you. For other rooms which you are not a part of, they would show up under other rooms. For students, we encourage you to create study groups or a kind of interest groups that you can add each other. We ask all students to create a public chat room, which would be with hash. So I'm going to just show you how to create a chat room. Create a room, room name. Suppose I'm a student, I would say discuss deep learning. So probably all deep learning folks, you want to create a chat room, you do that, and you do not turn on this privacy, because if you turn this privacy on, it would be exclusive, and we want all student chat rooms to be public. So please use the prefix discuss so that it's easy for others to find student oriented chat groups on this panel. So there's already a discuss ML enthusiast. So as an outsider, you can directly join this room. Questions? Okay. So that was all about chat rooms. Regarding Campuswire platforms, there are two platforms. One is the browser, which you can see I'm using, right? And there's also an app. So we have both iOS and Android apps, which you can use, but those are only good for notifications or following course updates. If you want to really participate in answering and all those things, please use the browser version, and please bookmark it on your any web browser you are using. Also, if there are any questions pertaining to Campuswire, feel free to post as comments in our post here, how-tos. If you have any questions on how to use it, please do that. And enable the notifications, that's important, because sometimes you might not hear an audio notification. All notifications might go to your emails. That's how Campuswire is configured. So you can go here to your account, and all setting changes are only allowed through browser mode. You can choose your lighting mode, settings, preferences, and notifications. So in notifications, so we are in Masti Ki Pathshala, so you can customize the notifications based on how frequently you want to be notified by email. Yep. I think, yeah, the one last thing about Campuswire is I want to probably show you guys how to comment. So even as a comment, you can do @ just like tag user. Suppose I want to tag Amit Sethi, I can just do Amit. Amit Sethi, hello, test, right? And now, even as a student, if I want to go private in comments, see this option, anonymous mode. The moment you switch this on, and now I'm going to make an anonymous comment here, right? So you can see in your respective screens that probably you might not see my name. I think that will be all from my side on how to use Campuswire, and I would be also co-teaching a couple of lectures, so I will see you in the class that time. All right, Dr. Sethi, you're free to take over.
All right, thanks, JD. So we are coming to the end of the module. Ipsit, are you there?
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Can you go over the announcements for the first topic?
Oh. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this course. I am Ipsit. I'm an undergraduate student at IIT Bombay. So the very first topic that we'll be starting with is how to use Collab and how to use basic libraries like NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib. So I have uploaded some pre-read material on Campuswire. I suggest everyone to go through that. The basic, again, I am reiterating, the basic prerequisites for this course are you should be familiar with Python, like how to use lists and dictionaries, how to write loops, how to put if else, and like how to use conditional cases, how to write classes, how to import, how to use methods from classes, and so on like that. So I'll be like tomorrow while in the lecture I will be assuming that you know all of them. So we have a question in the chat. So can you upload the prereq now on website too? Yes, we'll upload the prereq on website after this session. Oh yeah, it's already there. So okay, I suggest you to go through the prereqs, and then assignment is already made. We'll be uploading shortly on the course website as well as on Kaggle. So pre-topic quiz time, it will be at 8 p.m. tomorrow. It will be a short quiz. We'll put a link to the Google form. You need to fill that, and then we'll continue with the lecture on 9 p.m. So I suggest everyone to have a Google account and then set up Google Colab. Even though I'll show you how to set up Google Colab, I suggest you to be ready with your Google Colabs. So that's it from my part. Amit sir, you can take over.
All right. Thanks, Ipsit. So that's pretty much it for for today's session. Let's see if there are any questions. You can also feel free to raise your hand and ask question by your audio. What are the topics for the quiz? So topics for the quiz will be based on the prereqs that Ipsit has announced for the first topic. So please look at that. Two hands were raised. Please, those who have raised your hand, Ashutosh, why don't you ask your question?
I wanted to ask if the classes resume from June, will the pace of the course change or it will remain the same?
The pace of the course will remain the same. If you let's say your classes resume and you're not able to keep up, then you can go in offline mode. We will understand if you've been sincere in the first part. We will not kick you out of Campuswire. You can keep posting your queries in Campuswire. There's a question from YouTube. What's the question from YouTube? Yes, the quiz will be basic. All quizzes will be basic. Okay. What happens if we sign up today? Don't worry, just sign up. Look for pinned posts on Campuswire and get started from there. And also keep track of our webpage. Will the notification for will we get notifications? Yes, we will send you notifications for quizzes and assignments. Please, everyone, mute yourself if you're not talking. Tomorrow's quiz timing is 8 p.m. as it said. Who else raised their hand? Please ask your question.
Dr. Sethi, you can call them one by name and they can unmute and then ask.
So there are 200 of them. Where do I see the hands? Two participants raise their hands. Okay. How do I check that? There are only two participants. Why don't you go and ask your questions? Those who have raised your hand. You have to unmute and then ask. Sethu, did you raise your hand? Abhishek, ask your question.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
So what if one is not familiar with Python, sir? I'm like familiar with the basics, but I don't really know much about Python, sir. And
Python is it's a very simple language. I just floated a tutorial on Python. I hope you got it on your email. Please go and check it out.
sir,
Spend a lot of hours in the next few days getting familiar with Python. After that, it will be a piece of cake.
okay, thank you, sir. Yes, sir, I definitely will, sir. But I just don't want to get filtered out just because I don't know Python. Sir.
No,
I
no,
will work on it.
we'll be little lax right now, and then we will see that everyone.
Okay, thank you, sir. That's it, sir. From my
Okay.
side.
Three participants raise their hands. Please go and ask your question. Who raised your hand? I need to figure out how to see who raised their hand. Go ahead, ask your question. Who raised their hand?
Sir, can there be a, I mean, sample for what kind of questions will there be for tomorrow? Just one sample for each of the topics, very few.
Yeah, it's actually very simple. Let's say if it is linear algebra, we'll ask you what is the, if you multiply this and this, what will you get? Those kind of very
Okay.
simple questions.
Okay, and for that NumPy and Pandas, so
Yeah.
that part is a bit
Yeah,
difficult.
so we
Like,
might give you a code and say that what does this code do? Like what does this line do? Or we might say
okay,
that this is the code. Do you see an error in this code? Some simple questions like that.
okay, okay, I got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, the quizzes will be time bound. So it will start at 8 o'clock, and then I think it will be a 15-minute quiz. It's a very uh, small quiz. Can offline students also use Campuswire? For now, no. Let's see how much. If we are getting too much, if we are not getting too overwhelmed with the online students, then we might admit offline students. But for now, take it as a no. Sorry, please. Is the quiz going to be MCQ? It may be MCQ. It may be a fill in the blank. Isn't integration required in ML? Integration is required, but not so much. Differentiation is more important. Okay. Some worthy videos for Python. Okay. TS, please note if you find some good videos for Python, let's post them. When is the first Kaggle assignment? Kaggle assignment will be released tonight, and it will be due in, I think, 2-3 days. Yeah, 3 days it will be due. Can offline student also get assistant material? So for offline students, we will figure out a way to interact with you. For now, we can start with the Facebook page, okay, and then we will figure out how to see if we can incorporate you more interaction for you. Yes, always 9 p.m. We will try to keep that unless some instructor has an issue. Okay. Assignment will be posted on both Campuswire and the website. Can you please explain a little bit about Kaggle? So about Kaggle, we will post some instructions on how to use Kaggle. Kaggle website should also be able to give you that, but we will find out the material that you need to read for Kaggle also. Do we require basics of NumPy, Pandas, and Matplotlib? Yes, please get on it right away. Right away. That's very important. Very basic libraries. We will not ask ML algos until we teach them. Yes, we will not ask. Yeah, that's true. Uh, can you name the topic? The topic is what IPSIT is going to teach tomorrow, right? So it's going to be, it's going to be the basics. It's going to be basics of programming and basics of linear algebra. Please look out for announcements. The topics are announced there. IPSIT, can you talk about the topics for the quiz?
Yes, sir. So the topics for the quiz will be, as I mentioned, you should be familiar with how to access the elements of a list or a dictionary. You should know how to do matrix multiplication or how to do dot product of vectors. And also you should be familiar with list comprehension, like how do you write compact codes and all. And then also you should be familiar with list slicing. So that's it. Only those will be tested. Nothing from NumPy or Matplotlib or Pandas will be tested.
So basic Python, right?
Yeah, basic Python, just basic Python.
Basic Python and basic linear algebra.
Yes.
So there is a tutorial on Python that I posted in the email. We will make sure it is also pinned in Campuswire. Please go through that. It's an interactive tutorial. Maybe you will require the whole day tomorrow, but after that you will come out much stronger. 3 people raised their hands. Can they please ask their question?
Yes, sir. our TA just now said we have list, dictionary, matrix multiplication, list comprehension, and list slicing.
Right.
Apart from that, we have been given statistics and a lot of calculus. So can we safely leave them for tomorrow's quiz?
I think so, right, Ipsit?
Yes,
Statistics
sir.
will
Yes,
not
sir.
be asked,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
So
Statistics
the
and
link
calculus will
that
not be asked.
so as there were issues with the video link that we had before on our website, so we
Yeah.
changed that to a PDF document. So the document basically covers all the math required for ML.
Yeah,
So
but it's actually very lengthy. Means
yeah,
that
yeah, it covers. So
it's
that's what I'm
actually very
telling. It covers the entire math required for the, all the ML. So we are just starting with data science. It
okay.
covers the ML for, like, it covers the math for ML module also. So I will not expect you to go through everything of that. But as we mentioned on the website clearly, that basic linear algebra, you should know them. You should know it.
So
Yeah.
And
can
also
you please
calculus.
for on our chat area, can you please post some like the syllabus, like just a small names, like just now which you said list, dictionary, matrix, list comprehension would be very helpful and handy if you could.
I think
Yeah. So
those are
maybe,
already.
yeah. So
I will
maybe
announce.
like a compact list of topics we can post on
Yeah,
Campuswire so
we'll
that
post it on
Yeah,
everyone.
this is
Campuswire.
just for tomorrow's quiz.
Yes,
Like
yes. Let's do that.
I'm okay. Thank you, sir.
Prathamesh asking, I have an online test at 8 p.m. Can I write anytime before 9 p.m.? So Pranamesh, sorry, we won't be able to accommodate that. But if you miss one quiz, we will give you a waiver. It's okay. But please make sure if let us know if it is always going to be a problem at 9 p.m. Hopefully not after tomorrow's lecture. So we can give you a waiver once in a while.
Also, I think we will use the Campuswire feature of automatic class reputations. So if you are already active on Campuswire and we do see your ratings high, we might take one or two excuses based on that.
Yeah. Sanandan, ask your question, please.
Sir, I'm done. It was actually my mistake. I'm done.
Okay. All right. Okay. Any specific conduct of classes? Yes, it's for the first for the modules that are going in series. It's going to be so. All the schedule is there on the website. Please go and take a look. It will take you to a Google sheet. All the dates are there. So that tells you the specific days that you're talking about. Naveen, that should answer your question. System requirements, as long as you're able to view lectures and as long as you're able to run collab, that should be fine. So don't worry too much about system requirements. Abhishek, what's your question?
Hello, sir. So, what if someone drops out of the course? Will the videos be available for later use?
Yes, yes, everything will be available.
Okay, thank you.
Just that you won't be interactively able to ask questions.
Okay.
Joydeep, please check the website. All the schedule is there. Uh, Three people have asked their questions. Please ask your question. Have raised their
Sir,
hand.
okay, go first.
Go ahead.
Okay, so those data science and other ML and DL topics, will those topics be taught from a complete scratch? I mean, all the prerequisites are done, say so, prerequisites are done. So DL, ML, and all those topics will be totally from scratch.
It will be from scratch, but we expect that you will go through the pre-read material, make notes, and then come to the lecture.
Yes,
It's not like you will
absolutely.
come like green, green to the
No,
lecture
sir,
without.
not
Yeah,
spoon feeding,
yeah,
not
yeah,
spoon
yeah,
feeding.
yeah.
Okay,
Because there are students with various spaces. We want everyone to have a good experience.
right.
Please, someone answer. What's your question, Debashish?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead. Ask your question.
So mine is Bhavik. Just tell me one last time that where have you posted the pre-read material and assignments?
So right now it's on Campuswire. I think we have already posted it on the web page. Ipsit, is that correct? Or we will post it very soon.
We will post it very soon. Pre-read
Yes.
material, it's there on webpage and Campuswire.
Right.
Assignment, we'll post it very soon.
Yes.
Also, if you can tell students about, will we be teaching them how to do GitHub as well, like set up GitHub?
Yes, I think
So,
let's do that if we can tomorrow.
okay then. Okay
Hmm.
then. We'll go with that.
So what is Google Colab? Google Colab is Google's online service, cloud computing service that allows you to write code in like a notebook fashion. So we will go cover that tomorrow. Arun, that should answer your question. It's like Jupyter. Yes. Thanks, Deep. Okay. All right. So I don't want to take more of your time. Thanks, everyone. Let's have fun. All right. Okay. Ram, last question.
Yes, sir. Sir, I wanted to know if TAs have are TAs assigned to a specific specific module or something, so that we can like link them when we are asking a question of that module, or are they generally assigned?
So there is these queries chat rooms. So post your questions there. The best qualified TA or the most enthusiastic TA will answer them.
So that's not a chat room, that's a category. So feel free to create a post and tag that category. And there are instructors for every course module and topic. So we have that internal list. So we will remind them to visit that and answer your queries. But as I said earlier, this is all about peer teaching as well. And there are people from different backgrounds amongst 500,000 of you. So we actually encourage students to answer students' question. That's how the class participation should be. And we as instructors should only come in when there is something to moderate, or if we see there's an answer which is wrong and we want clarification. But we will try to limit answers from our side, and we'll at least take at least some time and allow students to help each other out.
So Devashish, if you are currently a student, then you are welcome. And so if you are a working professional, then only we are requesting that you take the offline version of the course. That's only so that we can manage the class load. But even then, we will try to be interactive on the Facebook page, for example. So you can post your queries there. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, everyone.